Hello, and now we are live. Everybody is live with you on Facebook, on my personal page, as well as my Move Beyond the Block page and YouTube, and with you on IG. And I'm so very excited about tonight. First, I just want to take a very deep breath, not only for myself, but for you, wherever you are, for the day you've had, for what you've had to endure, for the news that is recycling around the country, just for the state of being that we're in right now. So just do a collective breath and exhale. Whew. I need it. I didn't even know how much I needed that cleansing breath. I think I need to do another one too. Because things are hectic, you all. I want to just send out very good energy, warm thoughts, just to let you know that the world, or is holding a space for those people who are in Texas, who are experiencing these extreme weather, extreme ice and cold storms. That you are not prepared for because your municipality just is not used to this thing. For those of us in Chicago dealing with the brutal cold, those who are homeless, those who have busted pipes and who have just been in their homes with no power, wherever you are, Chicago, Texas, wherever you are, just sending out positive thoughts to you. It's not something to be taken lightly, and I don't think that we should gloat, because one thing is for certain in this in this climate that we're in, environmentally, we will all have a chance to endure some weather that is not that we won't know what to do with, whether that will have us that our human nothing about our human nature will be able to inform us of it. It'll just be faith and each other, supporting each other. So just wanted to acknowledge that and to say that, yeah, solidarity, prayers, and all that good stuff to you all. I'm so excited that you all have joined me. I know many of you have been at your 9 to 5 today. I know you have been, trying to manage remote learning for young people, and I know you've been trying to do your 9 to 5 gig and still make it on. I really want to say hi to those who are watching, so I'm going to start. Just if you're on, just wave or say hello so I can say hello to you and acknowledge you for giving your time and spending time with me this evening. Don't want to keep you on longer than 30 minutes. So I'll try my best to, let me make sure I'm turning this down, to be succinct in what we're talking about tonight. But if you are tuning in, please do say hello, so that you can be acknowledged, so I can make sure that I'm saying hello to you. And I don't know why this is there, but that's what I'm looking for. As I said, bear with me. I am I'm the producer, I'm the technical director and host tonight. Don't have that. Don't have other people in the studio with me. I see Kim Bam. Hey, Miss Cameron. I see my feet all the way from ATL and my brother Q. So I'm saying hi to you all. And on Instagram, let's see. Unstoppable Coaching. How you doing? I see you, RP, my cuz. I see you, Tiff. Everybody, hello, 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 hello. So y'all, I wanted to start really quickly. We are in Black History Month. And so I want to, the name of this segment tonight is called Rotten Dreams. Rotten Dreams. And I want to preface it by starting off with a poem, one of my favorite poems that was used for one of my favorite playwrights and used for one of my favorite Broadway plays, and that is Dream Deferred. What happens to a dream deferred? By Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it sink like, does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? What happens to a dream deferred? The question I want to ask you all is this: how many hours have you given to someone else's dream as you have neglected your own and let it rot and fester? How many hours have you given to someone else's dream as your dream rots and festers? Now, I know we go into jobs and we work for companies and corporations. And, we may be promoted, we may continually go up, but something inside of us, that thing that we are most passionate about, that thing that was gifted only to us in its unique form, that anointing, if you will, that thing that only we have, how many hours have we neglected it? If you were to give yourself a salary based on what you've performed for other people, if you were to give yourself a salary based on the number of hours that you have neglected your own dreams, if you had $5 for every hour you have neglected your own dreams, how much would that be? How much would that be? If you could save up $5 for every hour that you have neglected your dream while feeding somebody else's dream. You've been showing up to their company. You've been showing up to their events. You've been showing up to be their listening ear. You've helped them to come up with ideas. You've given your own ideas to them that fuels them, that fuels their dream, that fuels their bottom line. And something that is inside of you has not been tended to. That seed has not been watered. You've not nurtured. You've not expressed. You've not in any way been fulfilled, or that dream has not been fulfilled. Now, some people will say, well, here she is, another person talking about quitting your job and becoming that is not my steez. That is not the conversation we're having tonight. This is not about being an entrepreneur. This is not that thing. No, that's not what this is about. What this conversation is about the fact that you have a dream burning inside of you, an interest, a passion, a gift that was given to you. You had a gift given to you through your journey, through your life journey, through your life experiences, things that you've been exposed to, things that triggered you and resonated with you to say, you know what, I am the one to really talk about this thing. I am the one that can really highlight this thing and showcase this thing in a way that nobody else can. This is my calling. This is my gift. And you've ignored it. You've sat on it. You've pushed it aside. You have neglected it. And you've gone and given more than 60% of your efforts, more than 70% of your effort, more than 80% of your efforts, of your brain power, of your energy, of your lifeblood to someone else's dream. And so they can go to sleep at night feeling mighty fine because they know you have been there to give them what they need to ensure that their foundation is built, to ensure that their story is told, to ensure that their dream reaches the light of day while yours is in the dark. And the question is, why do we do that? The question is, what is causing us to do that? I think of someone who inspires me. I'm just in awe of how she has used her dream, even as she goes into a 9-to-5, and her 9-to-5 is one of substance. And what she does is a necessary thing in the world. Like, she covers news by day, and she gets the stories that we need to have by day. Like, that's her 9-to-5, right? She's a producer in a newsroom. And an editor in a newsroom by day or night, depending on her how she works. But a dream of hers that she's had, she didn't wait or isn't waiting until she decides to retire or until they decide that they don't want her, or until she decides that she didn't wait for anything. She started blogging. And do you know what the blog? I'm going to put her out on Front Street. I don't know if she's watching. But the blog is called For the Love of Food and Travel. For the Love of Food and Travel. Something that she's been enjoying in her life, really understanding what food, great eating experiences and dining experiences and what that does, and traveling outside of her comfort zone, and traveling outside of her city and her state, and really seeing the world and traveling this globe, the fulfillment that it gave her. So she started a blog. She started sharing her stories. And as she started sharing her stories, it grew. So now people are reading this blog. And she's got subscribers to this blog. Not only that, now her blog work is being picked up and republished in other blogs. Then it's being published in publications. People are asking her to write for their publication. And she then takes that blog and puts it into a YouTube series, and has a story about different things about the traveling experience, not even just about traveling, because nobody's traveling 365 days, right? But what are the other elements of traveling? Like, how do you really pack a suitcase when you don't want to have to pay, hundreds of dollars in luggage fees, or you don't want to be traveling with 5 different bags. You just want to be compact, easy traveling, really convenient traveling. How do you do that? So she has episodes on her YouTube channel that is just about packing a luggage, how to conveniently pack a luggage. She has a segment about what's the ways to get really cheap airline tickets, or how to really get good hotels, and what's the ratings on hotels. And these are all questions and conversations that everybody wants to have. Everybody can benefit from. And she didn't wait. She's still working her 9 to 5. She's still somebody else's job, right? She's still doing that and fulfilling her own desires, her own dreams, building upon that thing that she's been trained in. And then she didn't stop there, because she shared her gift, because she shared what was so natural to her. That blog became writing experiences and writing opportunities that paid her to write for other people. Then those writing opportunities got her to decide that she should do a YouTube channel. That YouTube channel then blossomed into speaking with young people in schools. So now this is a program where young people are exposed to the idea of food and dining experiences and traveling the globe and understanding the globe. And then she did not stop there. She's writing a children's book as we speak, all while at a 9 to 5. So I'm not one to tell you to stop working for anybody else. That is not what this is about. But what this is about the fact that you are neglecting your own dreams, neglecting telling your own story, letting something rot inside of you, letting something die inside of you, so that you don't even recognize your dreams anymore. If someone were to ask you, what's your dream? What do you really want to do? What's your passion? You can't even say it fully, because you've neglected it. You've ignored it. You've turned away and ran from it. And it's costing you. You give, and you give to other people. You support other people. You go into your job every day and you give and you give and you give. And by the time you're ready for your own, you are emotionally spent, physically dragged, and exhausted. And that is not serving you. Not only is it not serving you, it is also causing other people to suffer. Somebody cannot experience the world, because the world in the way that they could if you were to share your story, because you have decided that you'll shut that part of yourself off, and therefore you shut that story down. And I just want to tell you and try to help you through some of those things that are stopping you from really shining, from really feeling like you're getting the shine that you deserve, the opportunities that you deserve, right? The support that you deserve. Just the feeling of fulfillment that you deserve, that feeling as if you are shining, that feeling as if your light is bright and it matters and people can see you and it's making a difference, right? Are you making a difference? You know, COVID is here. COVID has come. Civil unrest has come. We've seen, even in the last week, we've seen power outages and storms and winter storms come. And all of these things have shown us that at the end of the day, we are merely numbers to people. We're merely numbers to people, to corporations, to institutions that will surely give us a paper and tell us to go about our business. And no matter what we've put into them, no matter what we've poured into them, people will walk away from you. People will close the door. People will say, thank you, goodbye, thank you, see you later, whatever, and not think twice about it. Not think twice about how you will sustain. Not think twice about how you will thrive. Not think twice about what is it about your life that I can enhance. What are your dreams? When is the last time someone you work for asked you that question? What are your dreams? What do you really want to do? You're a financial advisor. You're a financial literacy person who knows about finance. You can tell that to people in your sleep about wealth building strategies and investing and brokerage. You could talk about all these different things. And you're at a job where you're not able to teach, you're not able to share this information. Does that mean you need to quit the job so you can go and share? Absolutely not. But it is your responsibility to carve out that time for yourself, to carve out that avenue for yourself where you can share, where you can tell your story, where you can express and allow for that to flow through you and teach. You can teach workshops on the weekends. You can do a podcast that airs. You can do a TV or a YouTube show that airs to tell this information. I think about my cousin, my big cousin, my bestie friend cousin. I'm going to have her on with me probably tomorrow. But my bestie friend cousin, as for so long, most all of our adult life, my cousin has been a huge, what people would call a health nut. That's what they were calling them back then, right? Before everybody else, before health really, our consciousness was raised about our health, right? She was one of those people that was health nut before then, right? And my cousin was always watching what she eats. She doesn't eat meat. It's a pescatarian, doesn't eat dairy, all these different things. And she started selling sea moss, has a business selling sea moss. I purchased my sea moss from my cousin. And now there are tons of people who are selling sea moss. I get it from different places, right? It's different sources. But I get it from my cousin. For one thing, she does some special stuff to it. She has a special mixture that she does. And I'll tell you who she is and where you can follow her later. But with this sea moss, it's not just the fact that she's selling sea moss. It's the fact that I trust her story that she's used for the sea moss, the reason that she's doing it, her core message, right? This isn't she has a job. She is a supervisor. She's a high-ranking person at her job. She's a supervisor. Her job has nothing to do with her health, though, with her health focus. It doesn't nurture her health focus. It doesn't allow her to express or to teach or share information. That's the job that pays her bills, right? That's the job she has a career in. But this other part of her life that needs an outlet, that she wants to share with people. She wants to see her family and her community healthy. She wants to ensure that her livelihood is healthy. And that's the thing that's running through her. But not only that, the unique story of hers is that she served in this country's Navy. And when she served in this country's Navy, she was what do they call it? Stationed in different parts of the world. Hawaii, right? And in Hawaii, we know they do all these natural practices of living off of the earth and natural things. And she lived in some other places too, where all of them have these natural practices, which is where she began to really take notice of her health very early on. And those things that she learned in Hawaii and these other places while she was stationed in the Navy are the things that she was using to keep herself and her family healthy. And now she's offering that to the world. And I say to my cousin, you have a way of sharing these informations. You have recipes to share. You have stories to share, right? She's funny as ever in that dry human way. She's very funny, right? You would have a great show showing people, how to prepare the sea moss, how, recipes and letting other people taste it and making different dishes with the stuff you make, right? That is a way to not have to just give to somebody else's thing while your dreams stay dormant. And I'm so proud that she is doing that. And I know so many of you all who are watching are the same. You have those gifts just sitting there, dormant, sitting there, festering. They're about to, and when something rots, what happens? It rots and eventually it evaporates. Eventually it breaks down. Eventually it's just gone. And I don't want that to happen for you. I know there are some things that we have to overcome when we want to share about our dreams and tell our story and ensure that we can actually not do that, right? There's some things we have to overcome. But the tools that we have now are so readily available to us, the digital tools we have that are easily available to us to help us to really revive our gifts, right? Like I just said about my cousin. The gift she has is easily a podcast, easily a YouTube channel, right? I told you the story about Tiffany Smith, whose story of food, the love of food and travel, which was her blog, easily became a YouTube series, easily became her blog, easily became this new children's book, and now a program for children, right? The digital platforms are there for you to take advantage of to revive your dreams. It's not something that you have to stop working or making money or earning money to do. They're very simple if you can overcome these three things that I'm going to tell you. If you can overcome these three things on the other side of that, I just told you somebody that's got a book deal, right? I told you about her writing opportunities. I've told you about my cousin who is now her products are in full demand. She's making partnerships with, I won't tell you who, but she's making partnerships across sectors and industries which you would never have thought before, right? It's so many opportunities, and you allowing your dreams to fester is costing you. It's costing you big time. It's costing you emotionally, right? Because you're not really tired when you get from your 9 to 5. You're not really tired. You're just emotionally taxed because you've poured so much out of yourself and not given time to nurture and to really fuel your own self. If you are doing the things you really love to do, when people say when they're doing what they love is not work, that's a real thing. And so these are the three things we have to overcome if we want to revive our dreams. The first one is fear. Now, I am someone, even though I've been featured in Ebony magazine, even though I've been on television, Steve Harvey show, and all these other places, I've been featured in different places, even though I've been producing for radio and doing these other things and been on stages and all kinds of things. I can still assure you that I have a huge fear of rejection. I do. I'm an introvert. Naturally, I'm an introvert. I have to, there are some tools that I have to employ to really get myself together to even speak to you tonight, right? Because who's watching? Who knows? Who's saying, what is she talking about? Who's looking at me and judging me and all eyes are on me and saying whatever? Who knows? To get over that, there's some tools that I have to do. But if I didn't do it, if I didn't talk to you, if I didn't tell you how very necessary your voice is, I myself would not feel whole or happy or complete. I would feel as if what I'm called to do, as if I wasn't answering that call. And it would bother me. And I would toss and turn and be, even my stomach, I'd be filled with all this anxiety until I did it. The fear of rejection, okay. Fear is actually only a thing in our head that we are saying could happen. It is not what is happening. And so what is happening is that we make a choice and we move in that choice one step at a time. That's how you overcome fear. Because fear is just things that fear is just everything. The things are not even, they're just appearing as real, but they are not real. Your reality is what you create. And so if we expect things to succeed, if we expect things to thrive, if we expect good support, if we expect to be encouraged and supported and to be cheered on, and if we expect good outcomes, then we don't have to sit in fear. We don't have to worry about who's watching or what they will say or whatever, because we're moving into the choice of showing up. And you'd be surprised, just like I'm showing up tonight and you all are here watching. Did I know? No, but you are. And so that says to me that somebody needs to hear this message. The second thing we have to overcome is shame. Shame. So many of us have stories and experiences and passions that we long to share, but we're so ashamed of the journey that revealed our gift to us. We're ashamed of the journey that got us to our gift. What am I talking about? What do I mean? I mean this. As a little girl, I experienced extreme poverty. Poverty that had me evicted from my home at 16 with my parent. Poverty that had lights off sometimes, no gas sometimes. Poverty that, you know, sharing clothes with my sisters and my cousins. Poverty that had me in a home with no furniture. Poverty that had me with my 1-year-old son and a college degree on welfare. Poverty that had me waiting on a bus stop instead of driving a car with my children. That kind of poverty. And when you grow up in this world, this society, poverty is the worst thing you can be, right? Especially when you are Black. Especially when you are a Black girl on the south side of Chicago living in an area code or a zip code that is supposed to be just notoriously violent and poor and everything else. Poverty and poor is the worst thing you can be, right? There's so much stigma. There's so many hurtful things said about poor children who have no control over that. And so for the longest time, I saw, right? I saw what it is to be marginalized. I saw the inequity of living conditions. I saw the inequity of a city that doesn't love poor Black people. And I saw the differences. I saw what it was to attend a school that's predominantly white in the suburbs, a high school. And I saw what it was to attend a school that was in CPS. and I saw the difference and the disparities. And that triggered something in me very early on. And I never knew why. I always was speaking out about it. But that experience was the journey that I had to take in order for me to become a globally recognized girls advocate with a nonprofit, right? That advocates for girls and does storytellings and pushbacks against the stereotypes and stigma. Now I can hold on to that shame of being that poor girl. I can hold on to the shame of what brought me here, or I can also embrace that and understand that it is a unique experience that I had to experience in order for me to really be impactful in the work that I do, to really be transitional and transformational in the work that I do as a girl's advocate. And so that shame could have me silent, or that shame could have me step up and speak up and shine. When you step out of shine, when you step out of shame, you step into your shine. And then the third thing is so many of us are sitting believing that it is just too late. We believe that that dream has festered into nothingness, that it's nothing there. It's too late for us to chase that dream. It's too late for us to acknowledge that dream. Nobody else wants to hear from that dream. It's outdated. We just too old for it, and it's too late. It's too late to invest in it. It's too late to revive it. It's too late to resuscitate it. And I am here to tell you that dream, as long as it is life in your body, as long as there's breath going through your lungs, as long as there is blood pumping through and coursing through your veins, it is never too late. And just as good as you are here, is just as good as somebody can be inspired by you. And so we have to stop hiding behind our fears. We have to stop hiding in the shadows of fear. We have to stop hiding in the shadows of shame. We have to stop hiding in the shadows of it's been too long, it's been too late, all of those things. Because so many people, I can give you tons of people who did not go back to school or even start. Did you know, speaking of which, since we're in Black History Month, did you know that Carter G. Woodson did not start? Carter G. Woodson, everybody knows who he is, right? Carter G. Woodson is a scientist, chemist, and he's the one who founded Black History Month. Did you know that Carter G. Woodson didn't even start his formal education until he was he was well and grown before he started, not before he went to college, before he even started a formal education, period. Went on to Harvard, University of Chicago, and all these other different places. It's never too late. And he used his voice and he used his platforms to advance Black people and Black contributions. What if he were to say it's too late? What if he were just to sit and be the status quo, or be mediocre and be average and just do the common thing to do like everybody else? What if that was his choice? Because we all have a choice, right? We all have a choice. We all have a decision. And too many of us are sitting with the decision to hide in the shadows of our shame, hide in the shadows of fear, and hide in the shadows of regret and being too late. And there's no reason why. It's so easy. I want to say to you that the tools are here for you to step out of those shadows. The tools are here for you to be supported, to shine. The tools are here for you to feel worthy and to be seen, and for opportunities to flow your way. The tools are here. And I, for one, it is my duty, my responsibility. It is what I know I'm charged to do, is to make sure you know what those tools are and to ensure that you take advantage of those tools, right? I wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't feel fulfilled if there are people who are languishing with these gifts that I recognize, that I know that they deserve to be doing. I know how good your sweet potato pie is, right? I know how good your cooking is, but you're only cooking for friends and you're only cooking at the church. And at the end of the day, the greatness that you can share with the world is so small because you dare not shine. Because everybody at the church is gonna say, "Oh, baby, bless your heart. This fried chicken is so good. Bless your heart." But what if your fried chicken was the fried chicken that could be served at senior citizen homes, whole developments across a state or across a region? Because you make it with a healthy oil, or you make it without oil, or whatever your recipe is, it doesn't feed into heart disease or high blood pressure or diabetes. That special way you could save lives. What if the sea moss that you're creating wasn't just helping people endure um, health issues, but what if it was being used by teens everywhere and featured in teen magazines to deal with acne and to deal with skin conditions like eczema? And what if it was doing something else so unheard of, so innovative, that you set the precedence for how this thing could be used? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the world needs to see you on a bigger stage. The world deserves it. And I don't know if this thing went out on Instagram, but it sure did go out here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry. That's a hint telling me that my 20 minutes I said I was going to be here on are gone. So what am I saying? I am saying that it's my duty. I have to tell you that the tools that are available for you to reach a mass number, who people are Googling somebody else's dream when they talk about you. Something else is coming up about somebody else's dream. You're not coming up. You're invisible. What you do at home is playtime. It's not impacting anybody. It's not serving anybody. And we know with COVID, it's taught us that everything we do has a larger purpose, to raise the consciousness, to give back, to be connected, right? Right? This natural thing that comes natural to us. So when you're ready to step out of the shadows of fear, when you're ready to step out those shadows of shame, when you're ready to step out those shadows of regret and resentment, and it's too late, I'm going to invite you to go over to shadowintoshine.com, shadowintoshine.com, so we can spend a whole day together and I can help you zone in on what it is that your dream is, revive it, and give you the digital tools to help you revive it. Give you those digital superpowers that will help you build a legacy for yourself so that you're Googleable. Yes, that's a word that I made up. You're no longer invisible, so that you can actually shine where now you feel dull, where you can be revived, where now you feel as if it's dead weight on you. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to feel this way. You can feel free. You can feel like your voice is making a difference. You can actually see and feel what it feels like. The very thing you give people when you're in the audience clapping for them, you get to feel that feeling as well. Don't you deserve that feeling? Don't you deserve to be affirmed? Don't you deserve to be celebrated? Don't you deserve shine? I think you do. I believe you do. I know you do. And we're going to get that. So go on over to shadowintoshine.com. Spend the day with me. If you have questions, if you go over and you have questions after you go over, let me know. And I will definitely answer and get it to you. Oh, my cousin's info. Thank you for saying that. So my cousin's info is, I wrote it down earlier too. I'm gonna have to put it in the comments. My son is in his room playing this game, and it is so annoying. I'm looking her information up. Um, and T, if you're on here, I want you to put it in the oh, there it is. So on Instagram, it's Balance of Life. On Instagram, Balance of Life, but it's BL dot health in wellness, in like Nancy. So let me put that in the comments here, and I'm gonna put those across the across the. Let's see if I can put it up. Now this is showing on. I'm gonna show it here. That's her. That's the IG. BL. Oh yeah, BL dot health and wellness. So you can see it on Move Beyond the Block. If you're on my personal page, you won't really be able to see it. But if you are watching on, well, actually, you can see it. You just can't. I can't put your comments up and show it. And then for those of you who are on YouTube, that's bl.healthandwellness.com. T, if you're on Instagram still, please go ahead and put it in the comment section. So, ooh, the love of food and travel. Yes, that's my girl I was talking about. Who? Oh, I didn't even see you on here, Shamila, Candy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to you all. Real Mosaic. Hello, R West. Hello, everybody who's tuning in on Instagram. If you are on, if you're on Facebook and I haven't said hello, say hello. If you're in tuning in on YouTube, you can also say hello as well. This has just been. I'm coming to you all every night. I'm going to try and do this every single night, 8 o'clock, because it's too many people, especially during COVID. It's too many people. Thank you, Sean Ray. Yes. No. It's not B. I don't think it's .com. I do know that's her Instagram is bl.healthandwellness.com on Instagram. I don't think that is the yeah, that's her Instagram. Let me see what it is here. Yeah, it's not. It's just the Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, it'll take you to her site and you can purchase it. I'm telling y'all, she puts mango and real mango, not no fake stuff. It's all pure stuff. She puts pineapple. You can get pineapple in yours. You can get mango. You can get it dry, or you can get it where she makes it into the gel form. So you can get the dry seaweed and do your own thing with it. She uses it for face wash and to purify her face. She has so many different recipes. She uses it in smoothies. She has a post up today about how to keep it and store it, how many days you should keep it, where you should keep it, and how you should store it. So head over there to her. And then for the love of food and travel with Tiff. So Tiff has now, she's doing this whole, she's doing a campaign about, to help with the illustration costs. The book is written, but now she's doing the illustration costs. So this is not something she's trying to do with graphic arts and stuff like that. This is real work, which I love. It's Black creatives doing this work. And so follow Tiff, the love of food and travel. Tiff, if you're watching, you can put that in the comments for yourself too. And people can support you as well. Like I said, y'all, the digital tools are there for you to shine. You gotta stop. I'm not telling you don't watch other people, because I would be telling you not to watch me. We talked about this before. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you not to listen to anybody else's podcast. I'm not telling you not to work for anybody else. What I am telling you is there is a both and. There is an and. There's no but, no either or. There is an and. And your shine deserves to be in there as well. You deserve applause. You deserve to be celebrated. You deserve opportunities to be on stages. You deserve opportunities for people to be watching you and cheering for you and subscribing to you and downloading you and giving you hours of their time listening to you as well. The Love of Food and Travel.com is where you can find out more about the book, as well as the blog and all the other things that Tiff has going on. So you deserve what everybody else, you deserve everything you have given to other people. You deserve the same, right? And if you decide not to, if you decide you're not going to do that, then that choice is on you, because there's no reason why. There's no reason why. The fear, the shame, the resentment, the regret, as if it's too late. I don't care. Let me say this to you. I don't care if you are 60. I don't care if you are 70. I don't care if you are 99. Hear me what I'm saying. If God has given you breath, if God has kept you here through COVID, He's kept you here through COVID. He's kept you here through all of the foolishness. Some of y'all have been living through all kinds of famine, depression, recession, 2-3 pandemics. Some of y'all was here for smallpox. Some of y'all been here for a while, right? And not just you, right? So let's say it's not you, but you have inherited recipes and quilts and things that have been passed down to you. And why do you have them? How did they get into your hands? Of everybody else, why do you have the recipe book? Of everybody's hands, why do you have the ancestry of knowing who was born, when, and where? Why do you have it? How did it make it to your hands? It's not by accident. It's divine. It is for you to use it for shining, to shine your family's legacy, for you to shine. Do you know that what you put into this world today, digitally, will be in the libraries of Congress, will be in the digital archives forever? That's a digital legacy. And you're living in a time of digital platforms right now. What a shame it would be for you to be gone from this earth and there's no digital record of what you have contributed. There's no digital record of your brilliance. There's no digital record of the ways that you've been creative and expressed yourself. Yeah, you wrote a book. But that book is in your basement or in the garage somewhere, molded, deteriorating. What happens when that physical thing leaves the earth in this day and age, in the times to come, where everything is digital? Why haven't you understood that digital platforms are calling for your brilliance? Calling for you. Somebody's Googling, looking right now. They're looking for that person who can speak a word and give information as a resource and a scholar, but they can't find you. Yeah, you wrote that book. You wrote that book in 1992. You were the best professor going in 1983. In 2003, you were the best professor ever. But who knows it now? How can they find you now? You think they're going to the library using the Dewey Decimal System to find you and your work? No, they are not. So I don't know if that's you. I don't know if that's your auntie. I don't know if that's your mentor. I don't know if that's your favorite professor, but you better get them into the digital world, and you better let them know we're trying to revive them. When people start talking about, this movie that's out with about Chairman Fred Hampton, right? We want to talk about these things. These are people that were living back then, people who were alive at that time. who were present, who were in that struggle. They can tell the next generation, but where are they? What would it be like if they were to speak and to be on a podcast? What would it be like if they were actually on a panel or doing a virtual event? What would that be like? Don't we deserve that? Don't we deserve to have that information and that connection, that history? And that is the same thing somebody is going to be saying about you 50, 40, 30 years from now, 20 years from now. They'll want to know, and they should know. My book, Move Beyond the Block. They should know what did this woman do? They should know about girls' advocacy and a woman that started an organization that was teaching digital storytelling and media literacy and talking about stereotypes, the same stereotypes that Cicely Tyson died talking about. There's a woman who started that. There's a woman who started a day for Black girls in Chicago to connect to an international day. And she started Chicago Day of the Girl. And that day was recognized in Congress. It's written in the Congress, in congressional record. But what else? Is she just doing it somewhere off on the side? Or is she bringing that work online to tell the story? That girl is me. That woman is me. And I'm going to tell it. Because it inspires somebody else. And from inspiring somebody else, it transitions someone's life. It transitions and transcends the energy. And it transforms our world and our energy and our society and our consciousness. It lifts us all up. And I'm about liberating us all. That's the work that we are put here to do. Your work is not for yourself. Right? That person that has you working on their behalf, they got you working on their behalf because they're going to be elevated. And all I'm saying to you is you deserve the same. So if anything I'm saying is interesting and intrigues you and moves you in any kind of way, if you know that I'm talking to you, if you know that you deserve to shine, if you know you're going to come out of those shadows and shine, then go over to shadowintoshine.com and spend the day with me. I want to thank those who have invested. I'm so excited. We'll spend a whole day together. We're going to make sure that you walk out of there with your digital superpower. Not only that, we're going to walk out of there. And what that means is, what is the best platform for you? Everybody can't be on a podcast. Everybody don't feel comfortable talking on live or doing videos or YouTube, right? What's your digital superpower? What is your comfort zone? What's your core message? I taught you about my cousin and her sea moss. She's not just selling sea moss. She's selling to you a way of life that she learned in Hawaii and other places around the world. That's her core message, right? Where should that land? And then the content, like what you say? You know you need a podcast, but what do you say on the podcast? It's going to help you understand like the content that you need to produce and to have and how to produce it. And also the tools. What are the best tools for you to use? What are the tools that are, affordable and easy, just using your phone, right? Or the tools that you can use if you really have the ability to use, to go all out and do a full in-home studio or purchase that equipment. We're going to talk about those things. And lastly, the hashtags that are customizable for you and your core message. So all that good stuff. Plus you get a lunch. It's a virtual event because we are still recognizing and adhering to COVID. But you will have lunch provided for you with admission. So go over to Shadow into Shine, y'all. I am excited about this season we are in. We are in a season of elevation. We are in a season of expression. We are in a season of engagement. And we are in a season of enlightenment and education. And all of those things can be done through digital platforms. I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. If you have a question, put it in the comments. I want to thank you, Tiff. Yes, it is never too late. It's fear, shame, too late. It's never too late, you all. Stir up those gifts. Yes, Peggy. Yes. So don't give away your gifts and invest in somebody else's dream as your dream dies and goes dormant and rots inside of you. Let it out, let it shine. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock p.m. All right. Bye bye.